8 years on from the launch of the Xbox 360 and 7 from the PlayStation 3, their successors are finally hitting shop shelves, both stating to be a more powerful, multi-function device not just aimed at gaming, but a complete hub for your living room. With the consoles being so similar in both power and online capabilities, it makes the battle between the two a much closer race than the previous generation. And with Sony getting the lion's share of good press leading up to the launch, it should make for a very interesting first few months for both consoles, with eyes focused on any slip-ups. But what does separate them is firstly their looks. Your first impression of the Xbox One won't be the leap in graphical power, but the shock at actually how big it is. It is definitely more reminiscent of the original Xbox, but this isn't a hugely bad thing however. But if you are short of space in your TV cabinet, you may want to think about sacrificing a few things to make it fit. But when it comes to the PS4, it's a much sleeker device, and size-wise fitting somewhere in between the original fat PS3 and the redesigned slim model, making it a more comfortable fit under your TV. And once you've been suitably wowed by their aesthetics, you're going to want to do what you paid them to do, play games. And the good news is, they both do this brilliantly. The first thing that strikes you about the Xbox One is the new interface, basically a stripped down version of Windows 8. While a bit jarring to start with, once you pick up the basics, it's a breeze to use and definitely improvement over the Xbox 360. While features are a bit thin on the ground at the moment, we can imagine over the coming months more and more will be updated and switched on to create the promised all-in-one entertainment system. For example, as it stands, you can plug in your TV receiver into your Xbox One via the HDMI in on the back, which enables you to snap directly between games, music and your TV set-top box. However, once on the TV mode, you have no control of said set-top box through the Xbox One, which in our opinion renders the feature irrelevant until this is updated to have more control. Saying that, TV integration is something that the PS4 completely lacks, and what's even more disappointing is that both consoles no longer support media streaming from your home PC, or even support the ability to play music and movies from your USB sticks. This is very disappointing considering these devices are aimed at being the only box you need under your TV, but it's hopefully something that can be rectified with a simple software update in the near future. And TV compatibility aside, the PS4's interface is very simple, and if you're a previous PS3 owner, you'll have no problem navigating around. It's just a shame there really isn't much to see at the moment, and what you can is clearly overpriced compared to their off-the-shelves counterparts. But the best feature to showcase from day one is the streaming and sharing you can do with your games. You'll find straight away a raft of live streams, and if you want to share that amazing headshot or goal on FIFA, thanks to the share button you'll find it easy to get that gameplay online in seconds. And one amazing feature that the PS4 has over the Xbox One is its remote play capabilities, alongside the PS Vita. While the PS Vita has fallen under the radar over the past year, this PS4 feature brings it straight back into the limelight. It's simple to connect the two together and works brilliant with very few moments of lag. So much so that you have to pinch yourself that you're playing next-gen games on such a small device. If the rumours of a bundled box including the PS4 and Vita are true, this will make the ultimate Christmas present. One element that links the two consoles together and has been the biggest topic of conversation since their announcements is the motion sensor and voice capabilities. While the PS4 might nearly be £80 cheaper than the Xbox One, it doesn't come with the camera in the box. And because of this, if you do buy the camera separately, it still doesn't feel like an integrated part of the console as the Xbox One's new Kinect unit does. The new Kinect's voice prompts on the whole work brilliantly and make it a breeze to navigate using just your voice. While the PS4 has similar controls, they do feel like they're in there just because it's something that the Xbox has nearly perfected, and they didn't want to be left behind. The games using either camera are pretty thin on the ground at the moment, with the demo for the new Kinect Sports and the Playroom for the PS4 being the highlights. Both show brilliant promise at this stage, but it's obvious that the Xbox One is clearly leading the way with voice and motion gaming, and if that's what you want from your games console, the Xbox One is going to be a pretty safe bet. But motion aside, the two standard controllers have changed, and both thankfully for the better. The DualShock 4 feels brilliant in the hand, and the touchpad is a fantastic addition that feels so natural to use during gameplay. Alongside new and improved triggers and thumbsticks makes this by far the best PlayStation controller yet. The Xbox One controller is pretty similar to the Xbox 360 controller with a few minor design changes, which make it feel a lot more solid. But it's what's under the hood that makes it unique. With sensitive rumbles under each trigger, it makes games like Forza much more immersive. And once you get cracking with some of the launch titles, it's clear that there are some cracking ones on both sides of the fence, with Xbox One games like Forza 5 and Dead Rising 3 which look amazing, run smoothly and have all the visual detail you would want from a generation leap. While Rise didn't live up to all the hype, it still looks amazing and a clear indication of what this generation can do. And in our opinion, the best looking next gen title is Killzone Shadowfall, and is by far the PS4's strongest launch title. And for something a bit different, there's Knack. While not being the best platformer ever, it still offers some great visual moments. However, there is an issue with resolution, where key cross-platform titles like Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4 are running at 720p on the Xbox One and 1080p on the PS4, due to the PS4 having a fraction more power under the hood. However, this isn't really a huge win for the PS4, as on normal viewing distances on a TV below 46 inches, you may struggle to notice any difference. And finally, after a week or so with both consoles, it soon became apparent that there is so little in it. It's clear that neither console is perfect, and feels like the services around them are very much in development, whilst they both test how the market reacts. But which one you buy really does depend on personal preference and where your allegiance lies, because if you're a devout Xbox gamer, it's unlikely you're going to jump ship for the sake of Vita compatibility, and the same goes for PlayStation gamers. The appeal of the new Kinect is probably not going to be enough to get an Xbox One under your TV. But it's the floating gamers that each side is trying to win over, and for them it's a very tough decision. But one thing's for sure, whichever you choose, this generation of gaming has started with a bang, and the battle between the PS4 and the Xbox One is going to create some of the finest games we've ever seen, and we can't wait.